Let me start the recording. And let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me to our AMA session every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've been doing this for about a couple of months now, and I'm happy to meet you all yet once again to answer any questions you may have about K Stadium or, of course, the very much changing KOK ecosystem. So we could ask questions about the app, the platform, the KOK Play app, the K Stadium app, or the ecosystem in general. But before we get started, I, of course, want to give some background for those of you who are new to our AMA sessions, which is what we're going to talk about today. First, I'm going to introduce myself and why perhaps I have these knowledge that I have to share with you. And then I'm going to give you all the updates that I know so far. It might be some review for you guys because not a lot has changed for the past week, let's say. But however, let me just briefly update you on what's been happening in the KOK ecosystem. And then the bulk of our session today is, of course, the AMA, which is an Ask Me Anything session where you can chat either with your voice or through the chat, any questions you may have for me. And then I'll try to maybe have a bonus session at the end if you want to find out on how to, let's say, update your app or install the OTP version of the KOK Play app on your phone. So let's get started. With that, it's actually an introduction about me and who I am and what I'm doing. I do these KOK sessions or K Stadium sessions, shall I call it, Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays, I do a more of a one-on-one or a basic understanding of what the K Stadium platform is or the KOK platform is and what the business is and what the company is. So it's quite a lot, actually. So you can join me every Mondays, of course, with the same code that you have used today to join me here, or join me on our Thursdays where we do these AMAs. And that's me, Joony, at the very bottom over there, speaking on the mic, looking very nervous. Yes, I was very, very nervous at the K Stadium Play On Volume 3 Rise Up convention, celebrating the birth of K Stadium, the new platform coming from KOK, which is merged with Medium, or now called Meta M. And I have been part of this community for quite a while, and I had the absolute pleasure to be able to speak both languages, both Korean and English. So that is why most of this information I was able to get firsthand from a lot of our early frontiers or our early adopters of KOK from Korea. So that is why I'm here and I'm willing to share this information. And currently I work at the DA group office, now called the DA-ADRF office here in Toronto, where I help our local frontiers who want to learn more and, of course, understand the business a bit better so I can help them branch out on their own as well. So with that, let's get started with the changes. Everything that we need to understand is really just on this slide right here, which is now two platforms we need to understand, which is the KOK Play platform that we used to know very much well on the left, and the K Stadium platform that has come out not just this year, actually, as its open beta. Now, do keep in mind that it's still in its beta phase, so it's in its early testing phase. So there's sometimes every now and then hiccups, and definitely we have to give it more patience to understand what it's going to do and what it can do, of course. But the numbers on the screenshot that I took here is only at 58 million KOK. If you go in right now, I believe we're close to reaching 300 million KOK already in the community poll. And if that confuses you, don't you worry. That's why I'm here and explaining to you what that number actually means and what it can mean to you. But just looking at this, let's look at the changes, which is the two separate apps. Now, do keep in mind, both apps exist in one ecosystem, and it is run and operated by the same foundation. They are not a completely separate company. It utilizes the same KOK coin, and very much soon it will utilize the same technology, which is the KOK mainnet or our ground chain. But to understand the changes into K Stadium, we have to go back in time when we only had to worry about one platform, which was the KOK Play platform. Now, this came out in 2018, and 2019 was really the big launch of it globally as people started to utilize it for its K global content so you can see it. And of course, its premise of using blockchain technology. Now, it has two functions, and it still does. One is that it's trying to become an ecosystem of digital content users, or a platform where digital content can exist and people who want to watch it, share it, buy it, consume it, sell it, can all exist all in one place. And this K contents that I spoke to is the one that I tell you on Monday nights is the K-pop, K-drama, webtoons, games, etc. But it was supposed to exist in a blockchain ecosystem. And with that, they borrowed that technology from Ethereum at first, and of course, look for its early investors so that they can bolster their own technology as well. And one main way that cryptocurrency companies or blockchain companies, shall I say, look for these early investors to fund their progress towards the future is by allowing people to mine their cryptocurrency. And one methodology that KOK Play utilized is called the POS model, which is the proof of stake model. And through that, actually, a lot of us took that as an investment opportunity. We changed it into a mining reward, 4% monthly income. Some of us, we even looked into the 100% referral bonus that we get for recommending somebody into the platform. And at one point in time, we even had the level-based ranking system. Now, most of this is actually gone because, as you know, all cryptocurrency mining reduces over time because as time goes by, you mine it all, like let's say Bitcoin. So what ended up happening is that the foundation saw that there was still a dramatic attraction, a very large attraction for this investment opportunistic side of KOK, and that it was seeing a lot of global users come in. So they separated this branch into K Stadium to make it into a far more lucrative investment opportunity to go into the K Stadium investment platform. Now, this is how these two platforms work together, where KOK Play still maintains to become an ecosystem of digital platform users, while K Stadium is more of the investment opportunistic side of this entire ecosystem. Now, how those two things fit in is something that I'm going to cover later, but to bring it back to the point is really looking at the numbers that perhaps that you're interested in. For example, this. Currently, although these numbers have changed slightly, which I'm willing to talk about later in the questions, let's just say that the numbers are the same, meaning you can get a monthly 4% invested value return on the KOK POS, on the KOK Play platform that we all used to know, right? And it's just yourself. You don't have any recommenders, no referral bonuses. It's just you put a POS and you can expect a 4% return monthly there. You can mine the coins at a 4% rate. And that's monthly, of course. Now, if we think about K Stadium, let's say it's the same as 4%. Actually, when I started these talks, it was up at 10%, but it's actually dropped to almost 2 now. But let me explain to you where that goes later. But for the understanding of the theoretical points of K Stadium, let's say that these two numbers are one and the same at 4%. What's going to happen in the near future is that this KOK Plays 4% is going to drop, as in the number of mining, the mining rate will drop. And this is how cryptocurrency mining works. However, in K Stadium, the 4% has a chance of going up. And how? I'll explain later. But what is to note here is that in the KOK Play app, the 4% that we receive is actually based on a US dollar value of the token. And this is causing a lot of trouble because right now we have a dramatic difference between the KOK price out in the market and of course at the platform. And this difference in value is giving us a lot of headache if that's the only thing we're having, of course, headache. But on the K Stadium, it's based on the KOK quantity. So it's far more straightforward. You can definitely count the number of returns based on how many KOK you put not a stake, but an investment in. This means that in KOK Play, because the KOK's return is based on the US dollar value, your gains are very sensitive to market fluctuations, such as the one that we're in right now, whilst in K Stadium, it is independent to market fluctuations. It is strictly based on the numerical value of KOK that you have invested. Now, these are the main differences of the two. On KOK Play, it's going to continuously go down, and in K Stadium, it has a chance to go up. Now, how does it have the chance to go up? Well, if you join the community pool, in other words, if you decide to take part of K Stadium's community pool, in other words, if you decide to invest in KOK's ecosystem via the community pool, you have a chance of gaining a 4% monthly rate or higher. Now, what does it mean or higher? Well, we got to think about where the supply of KOK that you receive over there as reward comes from. And that actually comes when we look at this photo. Remember, I told you that KOK Play will focus to become a contents platform. A contents platform where we'll continuously look for new users, adopt new users who are willing to watch K contents, consume K contents, or not even just K contents, but literally any content that's willing to be part of its blockchain platform that is KOK Play. So if the number of users grow, especially even through the free referral process that has started nowadays without the minimum $300 POS, the number of more users means they will incur more gas fees. How? They will transact on the platform. They will watch things more, they'll share things more, they'll buy things more. And every time they transact in any sort of way on a blockchain platform, it incurs gas fees. And what else happens when the number of users grow in a platform? Where more people are willing to sell to them. And the people, or maybe businesses, shall we call it, or applications or programs that are willing to sell to this higher number of users are called DApps or dApps or decentralized applications that run on a decentralized platform like the KOK Play platform. Now, when they come in, guess what? They not only incur gas fees, but have to create a supply of rewards so that they enter into the platform. So this large amount of gas fees that they will incur throughout time that will increase, all of that is no longer going to be paid in Ether because KOK Play was used to be a token borrowing Ether's technology, but now it has its own technology, so it'll be all paid in KOK. And that KOK that it amasses, it's going to circulate it into those people who have invested into the ecosystem of KOK or to the community via the community pools DPOI or delegated proof of investment model. And not only that, the inflation supply of KOK that is supposed to go in, set by the foundation every year, will go to the community pool first, or shall I say only. And this is the supply of the KOK that is being funneled into the K Stadium's investors or the delegated proof of investment investors. And this is why that number can only go up. Now, let's try to calculate together if it can only go up and where that 4% that I mentioned to you actually comes from. Now, there's actually a couple more sources where that in the circulation of KOK can come in for those people in K Stadium's community pool investment. The first one is inflation coin. And as I mentioned to you before, there's a set amount of coin that is being given into the circulation to cover for the loss of coins, loss of wallets, and the loss in value of the coin. And this is the same for every cryptocurrency. It is set by the foundation, and that amount is being circulated into K Stadium per year, a set amount per year. And another one that is going to go in, as I mentioned to you before, are the transaction fees, the gas fees that incurs by utilizing the system. Any transactions incurs a gas fee. And then the last one is the investment rewards. When new apps or new investors come in, they do airdrops of their own type of tokens, let's say, for example, and create a supply of investment rewards. And all of that is going to be supplies as KOK into the investors of K Stadium. So that means if all of that is going in, but right now only the inflation coin is going in, we're seeing this number of 3% return per month. So meaning, let me say that one more time. Right now at its beta phase, K Stadium has only activated the inflation coin supply into the investors or the early investors of K Stadium. And the number we're seeing is only 3%. It is low. It's lower than 4%. But remember, we're talking about 4% plus, let's say, the promotional fee that you could receive by moving into here, or of course, by the number of KOK tokens, not by the value of the KOK token. Now, the reason why this keeps dropping, and if this was one of your reasons you had, is because inflation coin is set. They don't have more because of inflation, for example. It is a set amount that is being that is being inserted into circulation. And as more and more people join in K Stadium, of course, since it's a set amount, it has to be being shared by more people, to more people. So therefore, the percentage is dropping right now. And let's definitely talk about that more in the question side. But let's think about what's going to happen when we get out of this beta phase and the gas fees are activated and the investor rewards from the DApps that come into the ecosystem actually starts to pay in. This is why the number can only go up. Now, if you want to understand what the specific percentages are, because I did give you a number such as 3, but it is a very average number and it is different depending on how you choose to enter K Stadium. What do I mean by that? Well, Yes, the KOK that is being supplied into K Stadium is amassed as one pool, but it is divided in different ways. How? Well, the amount of KOK that is being distributed into K Stadium, 70% of that, we call it basic reward. And the basic reward is given to anyone and everyone who joins K Stadium. So as long as you go in, you're part of the 70%. However, the rest of the 100%, the 20%, for example, is called ranking reward. You can be part of receiving this ranking rewards 20% of the whole share if you have participated in a node or a node operator or an SO or a stadium owner, all the same things. If you have participated in the top 12 of them, and of course, their ranking differentiates 33% per ranking, meaning from the first to second, there's a 33% difference, second to third, another 33% difference. And lastly, the final 10% is called block reward, which is usually the node operators that actually creates the block. And they equally divide the last 10% into equal 6 portions and divvy it up into their investors as well. It looks confusing, and it is confusing. And this is perhaps why we can't really calculate directly, just looking at the K Stadium right now, what our percentage is. But I've been doing the math, and it's roughly right now 2% average for everybody. And it does not dramatically differentiate itself between the SOs. It is all around 2% per month. Sorry, that's what I said. And it's that time on Thursday where I slowly lose my voice. But this is what I mean. But if you look at this screen in K Stadium and you see all the ranked SOs or the SOs listed themselves, it is somewhat important on who you delegate or you put your investment or your delegated proof of investment of SOP or KOK into. It does matter on what you get back. Is it dramatically different? No. So how should you choose? Well, we'll definitely have that discussion at the end of today because, for example, you should choose on an SO who is willing to do a certain type of business or let's say the future of KOK ecosystem in a manner that you seem fit or you deem fit. And that we'll definitely talk about that more at the end. With that, it's 10:22 and let's enter our Ask Me Anything session. If you have any questions about anything that I said so far, definitely this is the time to ask. Or if you had questions in general throughout this week with KOK or K Stadium, this is also the time to ask. Now, I've been doing this for a couple of months, and it always takes you guys a little bit of time to start asking questions, and they all flirt in. So as I let this chat to be open for you to ask questions, let me also explain some other things while you think of the questions at hand. This, let me get a cup of water. This is the KOK or K Stadium roadmap or what they have been doing so far and where they're going. Yes, 2022, we're already entering Q3. What happened? I have no idea how fast this has gone too. Oh, yes, wonderful. I have a first question, but before I get to the question, let me just finish up this slide. There are 4 divided quarters here. On the first quarter of this year, the mainnet went to a closed beta for a very specific amount of numbers who wanted to try out on the test. And they had a very successful closed beta session. We got listed on Indodax, we got listed on Gate.io. And as we enter Q2 with the mainnet launched as an open beta to everybody around the world, and that's why where the asset transfer promotion has happened and it's still going on, and we got listed on Bybit. And as we're entering Q3, we got the stable iOS app to launch. It's not working anymore, but it was stable like last week. Sorry, 2 days ago. And we're expecting the K Stadium Forum to end up launching at the end of August. Yes, we're also expecting a bidirectional bridge, which I'll tell you a little bit more about in the next couple of slides. And we're going to see how the governance voting is going to work. Yes, of course, it's still beta phase. It's still going to be a bit shall I call it edgy, but let's see how well it works. And of course, I'm excited to see the fully functional version 1.0 of the Explorer so we can see all the transactions because this is indeed cryptocurrency. And lastly, on the Q4, we're going to even see a decentralized exchange service launched by the K Stadium system. Very exciting things. And they say they will give us a K Stadium investment management system. What that means, I have no idea. But what I can guess it means is at least they will tell us the interest rate for each SO that you do go into. So very exciting things are happening. And of course, we got listed on Huobi Global this month. So a lot of changes have been happening, though it may seem slow, though it may seem like we've been waiting a lot. Trust me, this for one company to achieve at least this much in 1 year, it's quite dramatic. For a company that, we didn't really pay to, they took our stake, but that's based on the incentives that we got, right? So let's definitely give them a little bit more patience this year. And with that, let me get to the questions. I'll leave this up onto the slide for you guys to ask questions. The first question is from John Botia. Where's the tutorial to install K-Stadium app? It's on our YouTube, is it not? Let me double check. Are you subscribed to our YouTube, John? Let me go check right now if that video still exists. Let's go there. My YouTube channel, the DA YouTube channel. Check out the videos. Installing the K-Stadium app. Is there no such video? I feel like there is. Second promotion guide. Get to know. KOK update. Oh, I have a Korean one, but not an English one. Boo. Boo. I apologize. Maybe I should make an English version. I apologize. I do have the link to the Korean one, but of course, this will not help you in terms of the language. However, it's a video, so you can kind of follow along. Let me at least share this while, of course, I make myself busy of making a more English version of this. I apologize, my friend. But John, this is for you. I'll put it up for now so you can follow the video along. But yes, let me definitely work on the one. Oh, it's perfect for you? Oh, I'm glad. Thank you, sir. Well, here it is. But it's on our channel, my friend. Okay, next question from Eduardo. When the price into KOK app will be adjusted? Great question, my friend, and a sensitive question indeed. I will tell you the truth. I have no idea. And, I'm in a position where I speak to a lot of the, shall I call it, top leaders or the frontiers who have been doing this business for far longer than I have and have put it in a higher stake. So I have definitely, put my ear there to see what they are saying. Here's the gist. Yes, they did say that they will adjust on the app. The reason why they're not doing it right now, though there are many, mainly is because as soon as they do it, they know people will sell. And if a lot of people sell all at once, the price is already at 40 cents. If more and more people sell, the price is going to continuously to drop. And right now, the foundation and really everybody else is just trying to make the price go up, but they wouldn't do anything to hurt the price. So at the moment, they're kind of waiting for the best moment to do so. And at the moment, it's not the best moment to do so, Eduardo. I hope that answers your question. So realistically, from my opinion, not anytime soon, my friend. Will it be this year? If things get better, yes. Nelly has asked me in a direct message, and if you don't mind, Nelly, I'll read it out loud. Let's just say that a member has 1K on the current exchange asset and your amount doubled in your cumulative revenue KOK had ended today. Do we still get that double amount as promised? I sort of know what you're talking about, Nelly. This promise word, it's a bit tricky one for me. I think I know what you mean. Within the system, that cumulative revenue can multiply up to 200% max, and therefore you have doubled your investment, and that is what the investment is set. But let's say, you doubled it somehow, but either through recommended profits or by mining profit. Let's say you doubled it and you terminated your account, and then you sold all the KOK in there that you got from terminating the account in the face value of the platform, which is $7, then yes, you would have gotten double the amount that you invested, which is, let's say, $2,000. But the problem is right now, Nelly, is even if you, let's say, exit right now with your full cumulative revenue, you still get that amount in KOK. So let's say it says $2,000, right? Let's do the math. So since it's $2,000 on the app, you'll have to divide that by 7, which is the amount of KOK you would get, because every KOK is worth $7. So when you cancel that, you get 285 KOK. Let me write it down for you, Nelly. So 2,000 US dollar on the app would mean that you get 285 roughly KOK out. So then you take the 285 KOK out, and then you take it into the market where somebody's willing to trade that for you with, let's say, US dollar tether. How much are they going to pay you per KOK? 40 cents, right? Because that's the right now market price. So if you sell that at right now, sell at 40 cents a piece, then you get 114 US dollar tether, roughly in US dollar amount. So this is why right now I'm advising everybody and anyone to not sell, because the number that you see on your cumulative revenue, yes, the platform has given you the doubled amount, but it's not the same as you will get. And this is what I meant by there's it's sensitive to market fluctuation because your earnings are based on US dollar value, and it is different between the platform and the market. When it's the same, it's great. But when it's different right now, it either hurts us or it's beneficial to us. For example, it's amazing to buy in right now. If you buy in the market, let's say with $100, you can buy 400 KOK right now, and you take that 400 KOK, come into the market, come into the platform, and it's 400 for every KOK, it's $7. So that'll be worth $2,800. You've significantly made that number much bigger, right? So I hope that makes sense for you, Nelly. Maria, you ask, is this only for the K Stadium? Oh, no, Maria, you can ask questions about KOK Play as well. I started these talks because K Stadium was the biggest change, but I do understand that changes are happening in KOK Play as well. They're one ecosystem, so you can definitely ask me questions about KOK Play as well. Maria, you ask, what about the $100 people's promotional? I think what you mean, Maria, whatever happened to that $100 worth of mileage or credit that you can get for your promotion or when you refer somebody into the account, right? I think that's what you mean. And in that case, Maria, it's supposed to happen soon. I don't know exactly when. It will happen for sure, because this is exactly what they said they will happen. Everything's just being a bit delayed right now. There's a lot on their platter, on their plate to do so. So I think that's why it's being delayed. But yeah, it's premised or promised. So it's going to happen. It's just not yet. So you may ask something like, oh, what happens if I add a person in right now? Do I not get the $100 or $100 worth? Now, remember, it's mileage. It's $100 worth of credit that you and that person can utilize in the platform or turn it into mining asset. You can definitely do that. And then, mine KOK. You'll get that later. So even if you add somebody now, it will count, and then you'll get the $100 later. They just have to implement the system because they need to change the current mileage bonus system versus how this mileage is going to look like. And that's a pretty big update for the app. So I think they're waiting for that to happen. Definitely coming in with the KYC and the $5,000 limit at the same time. I hope that answers your question, Maria. Angel, hola, des Colombia une Cundinamarca? I don't know. Yo hablo español. I do not speak Espanol. I apologize, my friend. So Angel, if you can maybe ask your question in English, or if somebody can help her out, that'd be great. Janice Grant asks, hi, are Frontiers reporting problems with the Google Authenticator using the new security update in the KOK app? No, not that I know of. And I haven't myself. Are you having trouble, Janice? If you are, customer service center is definitely one you should check, or let me know what problems you have. Maybe I can help you as well. But no, I have not heard of a dramatic increase of people having problem with the security update. Wilfredo Santos, you ask, hello, Joony. Actually, some of my contacts didn't apply in confirming to move assets from KOK Players because they told me the form was in Korean only. Yeah, I know. They didn't understand. My question is, do they send again this form to move the assets from KOK into K Stadium? You're welcome, Janice. Okay, Wilfredo, I see. I apologize. I did try to make a kind of a translated form or step-by-step guide in time so that they could do it as well. It's an unfortunate move by the foundation to not have an English version. Some people they used the Chrome browser that they utilized to kind of translate the page into the language that they want. It was pretty straightforward, but I understand that they could have had problems. Two things, Wilfredo. One, they cannot send this form in now. It's closed. And two, perhaps it was okay that they did not send in this form and participate in the promo. What I mean by that, it's still a very beta phase and testing phase, and we're still transferring the asset promotions right now. We're still working on the second asset transfer promotion who did 100%. So we're still in the process of helping the first asset transfer promotion who wanted to do more than 50, less than 50%, for example. So it's a lot of what beta means right here. So it's very quote unquote messy. So perhaps it's okay that they missed out on this opportunity. Will there be another opportunity, perhaps in English this time, for them to do it? I'm not sure. Maybe, really. And if not, K Stadium is an open door. It's all they missed out is the promotion. They can choose to go into K Stadium right now if they wish to, which I'll explain later in the following slides. So definitely pay attention to that. I hope that answers your question, Wilfredo. Tawanda, hello. Please explain claiming rewards in K Stadium. Sure. I feel like you're talking to me like Alexa. Alexa, please explain. Claiming rewards in K Stadium means, oh, Nelly, no, it is not. I apologize. No, it is not. I've filmed it. This I have. I just have to edit it. It's just a lot of my personal information goes on there. So I have to edit the video to like mask everything. It's such a pain to do that. I apologize. I really apologize. I have not been like on my toes with that one. I promise I'll make it. I promise. I promise. not a KOK promise or Joony promise. Those are pretty quicker. Sorry, bad joke. Okay. Tawanda has asked me to explain how claiming rewards in K Stadium works. Okay. Is there a slide that I can show that? Let me see. How can I show this slide? One sec. I'm trying to. Okay. This is a good slide. Okay. This is what's new with the app. And if you haven't updated the new K Stadium app, you should definitely do it right now by just going on the Play Store and typing K Stadium one more time, and you'll get the big green update button. Now, what I mean by the update is the first screen, the home screen, when you log in. Now, what you see is reward status, and it says current rewards, quantity, X amount of KOK. In this case, you see 79. Now, the community pool amount is basically how much people have been pulling in so far. But the second number in the black is perhaps more important to you because it's the rewards that you can claim right now. To claim that reward, what you can do right now is to move the KOK that you received as reward or reward for, I guess, an investment return for your investment into your K Stadium wallet. It is KOK that sits into your wallet. At the moment right now, you cannot take this KOK out of there. It is kind of locked in. It has no system to leave. And let me tell you why. This is a perfect sequitur to what I wanted to show you, which is one of the new announcements that they had, which is a bi-directional bridge. Now, what is a K Stadium bridge? A K Stadium bridge is basically K Stadium's wonderful technology that they will later open up to other tokens as well. But right now, it's open to do this. It allows us to take our KOK Play wallet's KOK token, meaning borrow technology, meaning Ethereum's ERC20 technology. It allows us to take that, go through a bridge utilizing our wonderful MetaMask, and then, sorry, all about just transitions, and put it into K Stadium's wallet as KOK coin based on the ground chain, no longer based on the ERC20 chain, but with its new smart contract via the smart contract that matches the ground chain. We are basically making the same KOK now available for K Stadium's mainnets, or AKA ground chain. Now, the K Stadium bridge right now is one directional only, meaning we can only go from the KOK Play wallet to K Stadium. So you can put more money into K Stadium right now if you wish to. You can go from KOK Play wallet. You can put it into your MetaMask from an external exchange, let's say KuCoin or Bybit. As long as you can buy a KOK ERC20 token, you can put it in the K Stadium bridge and put it into your K Stadium wallet. But as Tawanda has asked, what about the rewards that I have received on the K Stadium app? Because, I'm an early investor and I receive rewards and I want to take that out. Well, that's exactly what they're going to allow us to do. This bridge will now become bi-directional. You can go in both ways, which means they will somehow, I don't know exactly how, allow us to go from K Stadium, the ground chain based KOK, back into the ERC20 chain KOK token. Now, you may ask, why go through all the trouble of creating the mainnet, making it into a coin, and but now making it so that we go back to its token form? Well, yeah, it's probably not the most efficient thing to do, but because right now, all of these places that have listed KOK can only accept the token form. And we can do the token exchange from KOK to USDT, for example, at Huobi, Gate.io, KuCoin, not a main one that a lot of us uses, right? But we have no way of transferring the KOK coin into, let's say, KuCoin right now. Will this always be the case? Absolutely not. I'm pretty sure the foundation has already applied to have this link for that ground chain connection for a KOK to be able to be, let's say, sold and bought or exchanged to these exchanges. That future is coming, but because, a lot of us cannot wait and a lot of us want to, let's say, transfer or claim these rewards on K Stadium, they are opening up this bi-directional bridge. One more time, it will allow us to put our KOK claimed rewards back into the bridge, into either KOK Play or into an exchange of our choosing so that we can, let's say, exchange it to USDT or AKA cash out, sell. I hope that answers your question, Tawanda. Great question, because it allowed me to use the slides that I really wanted to show to you guys. Any other questions? Oh, Nelly has asked, is the MetaMask bridge training video? Oh, yes, sorry. As I mentioned to you, Nelly. Nelly has asked me in a direct message, is the video that I was going to show you for utilizing the MetaMask bridge training video, is it ready? No, it's not ready. Did I film it? Absolutely, I have. Am I willing to show it? Yes. But as I mentioned to Nelly before, I just have to edit it so that I can take all that personal information out, because, it's going to go on YouTube. And I trust you all, but there's some shady people up on YouTube, so I want to make sure that I'm safe. So, any other questions, my friends? While you think of questions, I have another slide to show you. Another exciting thing that they've mentioned on their roadmap is a DEX, which is a decentralized exchange. Now, what is a DEX? We must compare exchanges. We have centralized exchanges. Let's say the best model was the bank that we used to use. They are the ones that we always have to go through to, let's say, exchange from a Canadian dollar to a US dollar or to a Korean won, for example. We always had to go through them. They set the rates. We pay the transactions fee to them. Well, funny enough, as much as we created cryptocurrencies to go away from these centralized models, we created centralized cryptocurrency exchanges. For example, KuCoin or Huobi or Gate.io, Bybit, Bittrex, Upbit, all of them, they're centralized, meaning the companies, those cryptocurrency exchange companies, run that system. So when we pay exchange fees, yeah, they take a cut. But another thing that we must note is that decentralized exchanges mean when you make a KuCoin account, it is under your name, but you're literally putting your cryptocurrency in an account that they own. It is under your name, but they own the account. Yeah, and this is exactly how banks work too. Yes, you have an account, let's say with Bank of America, it's under your name, but the money's in the bank. But what do we talk about DEXs or decentralized exchanges? And that's the one on the right over here, where you see various tokens that can cross-change to one another without a centralized figure. Well, this is actually possible. And what they're saying is that K Stadium is going to release their own version of a system that will allow people to swap tokens to one form to another by their own, by listing their own amount that they want, the listing amount that they want to trade to. And this will be all done in smart contracts and into the blockchain. And it'll be running in a system created by K Stadium, which means, yes, there are transaction fees, but they'll be much cheaper than going to a centralized exchange transaction fees. And it'll be much faster because it uses K Stadium's very fast 15,000 transactions per second speed And of course, if you are a K-Stadium investor, all their transaction fee is gas fee that is going to be distributed to what you have staked in. So it's win-win. And this is a very exciting new feature that I'm definitely looking forward to, and definitely a feature that now SOs can take advantage to. And that leads me to my final announcement before I take any other questions, which is the office that I work at, the Dream Achievers office. We are part of a node called DA, or Dream Achievers, and we have been brought on by various leaders here in North America to create one node that can represent us all. This week, we have made the official announcement to join in with another node called AD-ADRF. So now we are officially called DA-ADRF. That's right. The two nodes that utilize abbreviations in K-Stadium have merged into one in one giant abbreviation of DA-ADRF. But together, we represent both 10th and 11th ranking nodes, and together, we are about to change the system. So we're representing various continents, and as the two node operators will become one. And with more videos like this, we'll always work hard in various languages and sectors to give you information that you want, to bring you the new type of businesses. And one that we're thinking of is to operate our own DEX utilizing the K-Stadium system, so that the people who have participated in delegating to DA or ADRF, or as it will become one, to our node, will be subject to best fees and best transaction rates, for example. And this is just one of the example of how a node can create services and perhaps decentralized applications utilizing the KOK mainnet so that they can bring you a better blockchain future. And with that, if you don't have any other questions, I urge you to check out my YouTube channel. You can go on YouTube, search DA Group K Stadium, and check out the various videos that I have posted up there with my Monday night sessions and my Thursday night sessions. And of course, as Nelly has asked, soon my MetaMask bridge training video. It may seem complicated, but definitely if the video is up there, it'll be very helpful. So you can definitely follow along those videos as well. I'll try to create more videos up there, both in English and in Korean. And I urge you, really, if you say, hey, Joony, can you send me the raw file of the video and I want to, put my language on top of that? Yeah, message me. I'm happy to do so. That is what DA-ADRF is all about. We're all about achieving the dream and sharing it. So with that, it is 10:47. It's almost at the end of the night where I usually stay here till 11 o'clock. It doesn't seem like there are any other questions. Do you guys have any other questions? And if not, I will put on this slide and wait for any other questions. For those of you who are interested in more of the things that I do, you can go on to my Linktree account. It's linktree.e/K-Stadium. You can click on that. And of course, you can find my YouTube channel, the KOK download app, the K-Stadium download app, and all other information that I try to show you, even the copy of the slides that I use. You can download it all there, all free of charge. And if, of course, in the future, if you feel like sending me some KOK, I will never say no. But if you guys have any other questions, this is the time. Tawanda, another question. She asked me in a direct message that you cannot see, but the question is, how soon will see rewards after delegating SOP? Literally the next day. Yes. So if you delegate your SOP, which there is a video of that on my YouTube channel as well, you can receive your rewards literally the next day. Absolutely. One thing to note, on a personal note, and just as a mathematical point, I guess, do not over diversify your portfolio. It is not good for you, and it's also not good for the person or the SO receiving your portfolio. So don't over diversify. What that means is when you delegate a certain amount to an SO, don't break down your SOP into smaller, tiny amounts and try to give it to all. This is not a recommended strategy because it really hurts everybody, including yourself. But then you might ask, Joony, what? I don't know how to make a choice. What if I make the bad choice? Well, you're not losing anything. Remember, as soon as you go into any node, you are part of the 70% basic reward, right? So it's still pretty big right there. But, perhaps later on you want to change your mind. yes, you will be able to undelegate your SOP and redelegate that same SOP to another node. Right now, they say there's a 10% penalty if you would do that. You can't do that just yet, but when they allow you to do that, there will be. But they're even thinking about taking that 10% out, allowing you to freely move around your delegated SOP. You're very welcome, my friend. I forgot your name, my friend from Colombia. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Miguel, yes, okay. You're Denatum, Miguel, for sure. Tuanda, you're welcome as well, of course. Anytime. As you guys know, I'm a straight shooter. I want to be honest with you all, and I want the information to be out there. So I urge you to be that person in your community as well. Give them the information, do your homework as well, do the research. I love it when people correct me. I'm wrong sometimes too, and this is how I learn as well. So let's definitely learn. What's going to happen August 22nd? Do you know something I don't know? What is going to happen August 22nd? What? ¿Qué pasa? I don't know. Did you hear something? I didn't know August 22nd was a specific date. Perhaps you're looking at an announcement on the KOK app. Let me check right now. I don't know, Miguel. That date doesn't specifically ring a bell for me, but perhaps that is the day that they're going to announce the KYC, the many changes that they said, the referral, the $100 credit. And if I look at the roadmap, there's no specific August 22nd mentioned there. So I don't know. I'm not sure, my friend, but maybe it has to do with the things that are on the roadmap. That would be my best guess. Okay, seems like there are no other questions. If you do have other questions, definitely do stay. And if you don't, thank you for joining me on a Thursday evening or perhaps a Friday morning to you. Remember, I do come online every Mondays with the same code to talk about K-Stadium and KOK more in general. So if there's people around you who are interested, because guys, all that is important are users like us, like you, users. The more users there are in our ecosystem, in our platform, it really actually allows us to realize this protocol economy based on the KOK token. It's a coin that we can already use. It's a utility coin. So the more people use it, the better for everyone. So definitely get those users interested in them, share them this code, have them join me, have them ask me questions, and I would love to explain to them what KOK is all about. You're very welcome, Alicia. From PA, is that Pennsylvania? No. Darn it. My American states for PA is limited. You're very welcome, Alicia, from America. You're very welcome for the presentation. And also remember, I've recorded this session. Why don't I stop the recording from here so that I don't make this so much? So thank you for listening, everybody.